In this video, I will show you how to write a simple function in Python, and we'll look at some source code that is in your major learning resource, which is your book. Now, functions, the general syntax of a function is that we write the word def, and then we write the name of function. Now, what are some of the rules of naming a function? It's the same as the rules of naming a variable. You'll have no spaces, it'll be something meaningful, it'll be short, it won't have any special characters, and so on and so forth. Except with a function, unlike a variable, we put an open and a close parentheses. This open and close parentheses tell our Python interpreter that this is a function. This is not a variable, this is a function. So now, to define a function, let's just put in a comment. We'll say pound. This is a demo of functions. And we say def a function. And we open and close the parentheses. And then we follow that with a colon. In many other programming languages, you would have to follow this with a begin and an end, but in Python, we just need to write the colon after the name of the function. And then we can say print, this is a simple function, nothing more. Okay, and now, we have to call this function. So we can either call it right after here, or we can write another function called main. Main is a commonly written function. It's common in almost all programming languages. And processing starts in main and ends in main. Now this function has now been defined. With this definition, it has been defined. That's like a ball sitting on a table. It's created, it's manufactured, it's sitting on a table. But what use is a ball if it's just sitting on a table? You have to do something with it, right? So with a function, once you define it, once you create it, now we have to use it. To use a function, you have to call it. In order to call a function, in this type of a function, well, we just write a function, open, close parentheses. And that makes a call to a function. I'll put a comment here. Call to the function. Now in Python, this indentation is very important. If you notice, and I'm going to just take this out. When I wrote the call to a function, after my colon, if I press enter, idle automatically indents this, because everything in Python is controlled with indentation. If you don't have the right indentation, you will run into a problem. Let us save this file. And I'm going to save it as basic function.py. And so that's saved as basic function.py. Now I'm going to run this module. And here is the error message I get. Expected an indent block. That's because what I did right here, and it's, look at this, it's highlighted in red. Right here, I didn't indent it properly. So once I indent this, the red goes away. And I'm going to try to run this program. And it asks me, do you want to save the source code? Okay. Nothing is displayed. You say, well, I called this function. Why didn't it display? Well, you called the function in main. What you have to do now is you have to come down here and you have to call main. Once you call main, let's go and run this again. It must be saved. And this is what comes out of this. This is a simple function, nothing more. A function is a function that you wrote. Main is also another function, which called a function, and then we called main. Now, if we had another function in our program, we say def, another function, colon, and we say print, and here's more. And in main, now I can call another function by saying another function, open, close parentheses. Now when I run this program, it says, and here's more. So I can call as many functions as I want in main. Then at the bottom of the program, I just call main. And I just showed you, before I called main, what would happen if you didn't call main. Now in the next video, we are going to look at some of the example functions from your book. As well, we are going to talk about the scope of variables in a function and passing arguments to a function. Thank you.